Arise and shine. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you for joining us again on Lumen Morning Diary. I'm your host, Alice Lungu, alongside Eugene. Good morning, Eugene.
Good morning, Alice. How are you doing?
I'm okay. And how are you?
I am perfectly fine. Exceedingly well indeed.
We thank God for that. Despite us mourning our former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, who passed on Thursday morning in South Africa, Pretoria.
Oh yeah, indeed. It's a very sad thing that we have lost someone who really dedicated himself to save the country. You know, it is very hard to offer yourself to such a service. It is indeed a sad thing that we have lost him now.
Yes, I must say it came in as a shock.
Yeah.
Never really expected that.
You know, especially those in the political field, after what happened in the past, they are waiting for plan B.
Yes, we were here waiting for the plan B. This is something that was actually remembering Edgar Chagwa Lungu, our former 60th president of Zambia. We know that Edgar Chagwa Lungu, who passed on Thursday morning in South Africa, Pretoria, where he was attending medical attention just there. It's really a sad situation. We send our prayers and condolences to the family and to the nation at large. Yes, Eugene.
Yeah, you know, I think our dear viewers this time around, I think you should know that this show is yours, and you know, you can call us or give us a text message on those numbers that you are seeing on the screen to just tell us how you remember, you know, the former president. You know, how do you remember him? You know, what moments do you remember? What actions do you remember about him? Yes. Just your memories about him. Yeah, it's a main topic of focus for today, just like Alice has said. So feel free. This is your show. This is not our show. We help you drive it, but we want to hear more from you, our dear viewers. How much did you love him? Indeed.
Yes, like Eugene has said, we wanted to get to hear from you how you remember our former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. You can actually share by calling or texting us about the life of our former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Yes, Eugene, we can also dive into the newspaper. Let's see what the newspaper has for us.
Okay. Okay, I think we begin with the Mass newspaper. Yeah, I think this one is from Changala is saying, ECO died an abused man. They kept fighting him till his death. Yes.
Okay. And the Zambia Daily newspaper says, Cabinet remembers Lungu. Tributes pour in for late former president. Cabinet yesterday convened in solemn remembrance to honor and pay tribute to former President Edgar Lungu, who died aged 68 in Pretoria, South Africa on Thursday morning.
Okay, residents sue the Lusaka City Council for failure to provide public services. This story is on page 3 of the Mass newspaper.
And another story in the Zambia Daily newspaper, President Hakainde Hichilema sacks Energy PS Mumba. President Hakainde Hichilema has with immediate effect fired Minister of Energy Permanent Secretary for Techno Services Peter Mumba.
Wow.
This story continues on page 3 of the Daily Mail newspaper.
All right, a man gets life for murdering ex-girlfriend's five-year-old son. This story continues on page 3 of the Mass newspaper.
Such a sad
it's very sad
reading. Hubby impersonate witch doctor nabbed over rape. A 25-year-old witch doctor in Chienge has been arrested for allegedly raping a 26-year-old woman after pretending to be her husband. These are some of the stories that we can find in the newspapers.
Indeed, one more story. This one is from even Luinda, who is saying Hichilema's downfall is very close. This story continues on page 3 of the Must newspaper. Yes.
There's also, and allow me to read this one as well,
Okay.
Eugene.
Okay.
Police in Nakonde district have picked up a decomposed body of a woman in a Sokawe aged between 25 and 35 years, suspected to have been murdered. The body was discovered on Tuesday around 16 hours by the community members, who later alerted the police.
Oh.
Such a sad reading.
Indeed.
Eugene.
Indeed.
We
indeed.
keep on hearing stories of women, men being murdered.
Indeed, I think we are living into a world that has changed now. People are looking for a lot of things, a lot of fightings in our communities. I think these have led to a lot of cases like this one. Yeah, because and I know there are some places which have been neglected. I think I would say by the police. Yeah, areas that are too shanty where you won't even see a police vehicle passing. So people have taken advantage of that, and they think they can do anything at any time. And we have lost a lot of lives in such cases.
Yes.
Because I know it will even be very difficult for the police to find out who did it, because time has passed. Yeah.
It was just last week when we read of 2 women. These were Malawian women, the bodies of Malawian women that was discovered in Eastern Province near the Malawi Zambia border. We keep on hearing stories of people being murdered, which is a sad situation, I must say, considering to Zambia being a Christian nation, and we keep on hearing such stories. It's really disturbing. It's like we keep on asking ourselves this question: are we safe in our own nation? Is a woman safe? Is a girl child safe? Even as I move around.
I think we are not safe. We are not safe. So I think we just need to take care of ourselves and make sure that we take care of our lives. Especially those who work in the night. Make sure, those of you who knock off in the night, make sure you know the person who is coming to pick you, to take you home. Don't even accept cases like, no, he's busy, he cannot pick calls, or who knows, maybe he has just been kidnapped. So I think we need to take care of our lives by ourselves, especially those of you who work in the night. And also avoid going to places like you don't know, with the people you are not sure of. They'll pick you and let's go and enjoy ourselves this side. So I think it's very important. And if you know you are suspecting something, you have suspected maybe I'm in a difference with this person, and the ways that they are using, they are not good, it's better you inform the police before it's too late, so that at least you keep yourself on the safe side.
Yes. I must say, of late on social media, we've actually heard a lot of stories making news for this past whole week, Eugene. And yes, the most touching story that touched almost everyone in our nation is the passing of the former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. We've also heard other stories, Eugene. I don't know what story.
I think on social media, I think I'll go with the one in sports where the new first the President Keith Mwemba sent a warning to the players who was just boycotted from participating in the friendly games due to various reasons. you know, they are saying, you know, the logistics were not put in place in time, and also some areas. I think this has caught a lot of attention, especially to the soccer fans, those who follow the Zambian football, especially now that the league has closed and we don't have much activities, especially when it comes to football. So people like watching football, and these friendly leagues, they keep them in the mood of continuing to support football. So this has affected a lot of people, and they are asking the questions why. Especially now that we have the new vice president, we are not supposed to be undergoing through you know, these situations where players go for boycotting. Yes.
Yes, and just to also share about the buying of our Zambia Nkwacha, and we can also actually share that Zambia Nkwacha closes. This is the dollar, Eugene. We are talking about the dollar. Zambia Kwacha closes the week on a strong note, buying at 24 kwacha 58 ngwe, and selling at 24 kwacha 94 ngwe.
Wow, it's very good to hear that we are moving in that direction. I think those in charge should continue fighting, so that at least the exchange rate should be fair compared to our current Zambian kwacha.
Yes, and we continue to see messages of condolences, and I've seen the Chimbuya has actually
yeah, they've also they are awake now. They are raising up so they are no more routine.
Yes, the Bemba, between the Bemba and the Easterners, we are seeing even as we were coming here, bus drivers, conductors, they are all in white powder. This Chimbuya, I must say, has really actually gone strong between the Easterners and the Bembas.
Yeah. And I think the strongest traditional cousins we have here in Zambia are the two, the Bembas and those from Eastern Province, because for them in most activities, I think they are the best. You will see them doing all that. But I think also we should also to put in mind that as we are doing all these things of Chimbuyas, putting powder and everything, we should remember that we are mourning. And let us not overdo these things.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Imagine someone in a very nice jacket, you just go and put powder on that person, in front of people. Sometimes it's very embarrassing. Let's find appropriate places where we can do that, especially considering the person that we are mourning in this matter, having served as president.
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to make sure that we take caution and also do the right thing at the right time. Yeah.
And we also saw the Chipolopolo friendly game against Tunisia and Sudan.
Yeah.
Cancelled.
Yeah, indeed. Just as like I've said, this is where the warning came from. You know, they've been cancelled because the players have said they are not going to participate. Yeah, players have said they are going to participate. That's why you not going to participate due to various reasons, and that's why the first president has come out open to say no. I think those players who have boycotted, they are risking themselves of being excluded from the national team. Yeah, I think there must be, I think for me, my own opinion is that I think there was no proper communication between the management and the players. And where football is concerned, football unites the people. Yeah, football unites the people. Yeah, we've got a lot of sports disciplines in this country, but I think football is one of the greatest sports that brings unity, that brings people together. You see,
yes, we've actually seen that, yes, when it comes to soccer. Even Alice, who is not really a huge soccer fan, when you see people, you see just the atmosphere of how people celebrate when it comes to soccer, and you're like, okay, wow, this is a sport that actually brings unity.
So now that such things are happening, it is so unfortunate. Yeah, I think there must be a problem in the leadership of the Minister of Sports. I think I'll go direct to the head of the Minister of Sports, because we also saw a lot of difficulties in when the time to elect the first president came. Yeah, people had to travel there. This has not, so it was postponed. So I think there must be proper communication, and those who are in charge of planning, let them do the right thing at the right time. Let's prepare things in advance so that it's not only a setback for us, it is also a setback for the fans, because we are waiting to see how our players are going to perform. Yeah.
All right. Eugene, there's another story that really touched me, and it makes a very sad reading. Allow me to just read it.
Okay.
A 25-year-old woman of Mfurila has been killed by her 22-year-old boyfriend, who later took his life by drinking a known substance after the two had a misunderstanding. The incident happened between Monday and Tuesday on the Mfurila Ndola Road.
Yeah, it is a very sad story, Alice. You know, I think we always talk about this, especially when it comes to programs like this one, to say, you know, those of you who are in you know, marital relationships, yeah, you know, it's very good to take them too serious, but also mind the way you take the disputes, because we are not sure of ourselves. Yeah, you find someone who is saying you want to marry, you don't even know the character of that person, you don't even know where that person comes from, and especially now that we have got girls who are living that life of high class and they want a lot of money. You find this boyfriend putting a lot of money into this girlfriend, trying to make sure that she looks beautiful, she has a funny life, things like that. Then it is, maybe you just find out that, you know, that girlfriend of yours has another boyfriend, or that girlfriend of yours is married, you know, such things. So to avoid heart attacks, to avoid high blood pressures, it's better we know how to manage these relationships, because we are going to continue, because this is not the first lady that we have lost in such a manner. So I think disputes should be managed. If you know you are really serious, you have got a dispute, at least call some elders. You know? And those of you who are in relationships, inform others also. To say, no, this is what is happening, so that at least in case you have got a problem, you know where to take the problem. Because now we have lost two people at the same time, which is a very big loss for us.
Yeah, it's really a sad situation. You know, like you said, we keep on also hearing stories of a girlfriend murdering the boyfriend, murdering the girlfriend, or husband killing wife, and wife killing the husband. I think when we get to see the signs in a relationship where it's not working out, back off.
Yeah.
You are getting the signs, okay, you can no longer be together. Then leave. Leave. And like at the end of the day, we hear such stories where one has actually murdered the other. It's really a sad situation when we come to this story. Here is a life that was taken. You take somebody's life and you end your own life, or in the name of a relationship. I don't think that is love.
I know it's not love.
Because if you truly loved someone, or you love somebody, you can never reach to an extent of killing the person.
Yeah, I think it's just as you have said, Alice. I was once found in a court case where a woman goes to court and says, "No, I love my husband, yes, but I think I cannot continue with him." So I'm looking for a divorce, because every time we fight, every time we don't have a peaceful way of settling matters. I think that's the best way.
Yeah, that's the best way. You walk out if it can't actually work out. Another story that actually made headlines is 5 road transport and safety agents, which is RATSA officers, have been arrested for allegedly corrupt practices.
Yeah, Alice, that is, I think there the police are doing a very good job. They are doing a very good job, because, you know, if you see how these other officers, some officers, you know, conduct themselves when it comes to road traffic offenses, you'll see to say, indeed, there is no justice there. Let the law take it first, because if someone is found driving without a license, what does the law say? There is nothing like ichita choncho mlando pepuke. You know? So I think it's high time the police came on board and come and combat these crimes. If we see these officers being arrested, I think even the drivers will be very serious now to say, okay, for me to drive, I need to have fitness on my car, I need to have insurance, I need to have the driver's license, I need to make sure that my car is fit to be on the road, because otherwise people today will just be like, no, tizaba pesa, tizaba jesamu, nikuwapasa chezali nishipasila. We hear of these things in the community where we come from. So I think they are big ground approach the police.
Oh yes. Just to share in international news, Eugene, Trump bans 12 from 12 countries to the US.
Yeah, did I heard of that?
Yes, Donald Trump has signed a ban on travel to the US from 12 countries. This includes Afghanistan, Haiti, and Iran.
Yeah, relationships in these countries, I think they come as a result of trying to exchange something. You see, so it has been a time, I think for some time now, even us here in Zambia, there are some people who will be like, I want my child to be an American citizen. So immediately they get pregnant, they make sure that they travel either for a leave or for a holiday to the US in order for them to deliver from there so that the child can be American. You see, so what is America gaining from there? They are not getting anything. So I think the president now, I don't know, I don't really know the intention, but from my own understanding, I think there must be relations. You take something there, you get something there. It's the matter of exchange. Yeah, and not only these other countries that are always trying to be at war with another country, trying to bring confusion everywhere. I think it's a high time we lived a peaceful world.
Oh yes. Yes. You are still watching Lumen Morning Diary, and today we are looking at remembering Edgar Chagwa Lungu, our 60th president, former president of the Republic of Zambia. You can actually share with us, how do you remember him? Let's get to interact. You can do that by simply calling or texting. How do you remember our former 60th president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, who died on a Thursday morning in South Africa, Pretoria? Edgar Chagwa Lungu was actually 68 years old when he passed on, Eugene.
Yeah, he set a very good example. Yeah, he set a very good example. Firstly, the biggest thing about him we can talk about is him being a president. Yeah, but also let's talk about his dedication. Yeah, to serve the people. People say politics is a dirty game, but imagine living a nation without a leader. So we can't say he died young. I think his time came, and God said enough is enough, you need to come, and God called him to himself. So I think we have got, especially us young people, we have got a lot of things that we can learn from him. And I just have a word to those people, not really those who hated him, but those who are in the same game with him, especially the political game, to do away with all those differences they had. That was just politics, and this time around, let's put our hands together so that we mourn him with a lot of respect and dignity. By doing that, we gain ourselves nothing but a lot of respect, especially to our neighboring countries. Yes.
And just to share the life of Edgar Chagwa Lungu, Eugene, Edgar Chagwa Lungu was born on the 11th November 1956. This and died on the 5th of June 2025, was a politician who served as the 60th president of Zambia from 26th January 2015 to 24th August 2021 under President Michael Sata. Lungu served as a Minister of Justice and Minister of Defense. Just to share the history of our former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu.
Yeah, he served as a member of parliament, also for Chagwa, as a Minister of Justice. You know, it is one of the ministries here in the country that is a bit crucial and critical. Justice, you know, it is not easy to give justice to a nation like Zambia, you know, where every decision you make is always questioned. Why? But so, yeah. So he was indeed a great leader, especially even following his academic background, him being a lawyer. Yeah, he was indeed a great man for Zambia. Zambia has not just lost a former president, but we have lost a man with a lot of dignity and respect, not only for the rich, but for the poor, the old, and all those who were, you know, willing to serve in public office.
Yes, we are still remembering Edgar Chagwa Lungu, our former president of Zambia. For now, we go on a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. Here watching Lumen Morning Diary. Right about now, we've just been joined by Father Arthur, who is going to feed us with the food for the soul. Father, good morning.
Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Amusoka.
Good morning, Father.
How are you?
We are very fine, Father. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine. And good morning to our dear viewers.
Yes. Father, what do you have for us today?
Well, today I think we should just talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice talk about.
Something that we hardly talk about.
Yeah.
We avoid talking about it because it's not a very pleasant conversation, you know. It's scary, yet a reality, you know. And, I thought we could talk about this today. Of course, because of what has happened in the country, you know, losing our 6th Republican president.
Okay. Sorry, Father, to hold your thought. For now, we go on a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We sincerely apologize for that interruption. Father, yes.
I was just saying, it's inevitable that we talk about this because of what has been in our country. Losing Mr. Edgar Chagwa, I think, has been a big blow for us, something that we didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So, for food for the soul, I think we could talk about this and death. And what I thought we could say about death is the fact that life is not our property. Life is not ultimately ours. Because if life was ultimately ours, I think all of us would try and prevent ourselves from dying. See, when you have a phone, you have bought a phone, you want that phone to function the way you want it to function. So what do? You go into the settings in order to change certain things so that it responds to your need. You have the authority to go into dashboard of the phone, go into the settings because you have the password to the phone. Actually, you even put the password yourself. So you customize that phone according to your own needs, according to you. Unfortunately, we don't have that power about ourselves or about life. Because if we had such power, each one of us would go into the dashboard, go into the settings of life in order to switch off that thing which makes people to die. Because we don't want to die. I think it is because of the uncertainty of what lies beyond this life. We don't know what happens after death. When people die, where do they go? Like, where do they just go boom? Or, of course, our faith tells us we go back to God. But there's this thought behind at the back of our minds that always runs. So, when I die, where will I go? No, there's that uncertainty of what is beyond this life. And because of that, we try as much as possible to prevent ourselves from dying. We spend so much money going to hospitals, we spend so much money medicines and so on and so forth, because we don't want to die. Death is a reality. Death is I think, something that we need to accept, that it is there, and all of us, one day or another, will have to face it. Yeah. Mr. Edgar Chagwa has gone. He has left this world. Tomorrow it is going to be me. Tomorrow it is going to be you. Tomorrow it is going to be you. It can be anybody tomorrow. We are all just, just passing by. It's not, this world is not our permanent home. So then, if this place is not our permanent home, we are all just passing by, what then do we do? How then do we live our life? Of course, we can't live our life as if it belongs to us, because the truth is, it doesn't belong to us. That's why we can't do anything about preventing ourselves from dying. Eventually, we have to die. So life does not belong to us. And if life does not belong to us, it belongs to somebody else. If you have a property and you know very well that doesn't belong to you, it means that it is a property of somebody else who has given it to you so that you keep it the way, not the way you want yourself, but the way the other person wants. So, and that is what we are saying about life, that this life is not our property. It belongs to God. God has given it to us so that we keep it the way He wants, not the way we want, because it is not ours. And that's the reality of life and death. In our Christian circles, we are always reminded about heaven, about judgment. The Bible reminds us about these things. That after we die, after we leave this earth, you and I are going to find ourselves standing before the owner of life, before our Creator, giving an account of how we lived our life. So while we are still alive, it is imperative that we try as much as possible, even though many times we fail, but we try as much as possible to live life according to the way the owner of this life wants. God has the master plan of life. Our personal plans have to fall within that master plan. No, you know what a master plan is. Yeah. If you have this big plot and you want to build a school, you want to build a clinic, houses, and what else, you're going to have a master plan of that big plot, where there's going to be a lot of things, beach, whatever. There's going to be a master plan. But there'll also be small plans. There's a plan for the hospital, there's a plan for the house, there's a plan for a garden, there's a plan for roads within, and those small plans or little plans have to fall within the master plan. So, in the sense of life, God holds the master plan, and we have our little plan. But then, if this master plan has to be respected, it means that our little plans have to respond to the master plan. Our little plans have to fall within that master plan. Otherwise, if the master plan is going this direction and my small plan, my personal plan begins to go the other direction, I'm going to look off. Like, there's something wrong here. So I have to, put it in a way that it responds to what the master plan is. And that is what life is. The way we live our life should respond to the master plan that God has given us, because ultimately God is the owner of everything. He is the owner of our life. We cannot live our life just the way we want. No, it is my life. I can live it the way I want. Tomorrow, you are going to stand before your Creator and give account of how you live. Are you going to say, this is how I wanted to live this because it was my life? It was my life. This is how I wanted to live. What are you saying, Angel Gabriel? Whoever is beyond this life. Yeah. You're not going to say that. You'll have to give account of how you lived the life that you were given. Did you live it according to the master plan, or you created your own master plan altogether? And if you did, then you know the fate. The Bible tells us about heaven and the hell. Those who don't live according to God's master plan, where do they go? Hell. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. Yeah. So what are we saying? Death is a reality, and it falls whenever it wants. no one sees it coming. Or maybe sometimes we see it coming, but just as we know, it is a mystery. We don't know how we are going to die ourselves. Sometimes when our loved ones die, we are shocked. Sometimes they are almost recovering, and then all of a sudden we see them they go down. So it's something that really hits us so hard when it happens, but it's a reality also that we have to accept, because there's practically nothing we can do about it as human beings. Yeah. The country right now is mourning leader. Country is mourning somebody who I think did something for the nation. He was president, and evidence is all out there to see that he was indeed leader that was out there, that tried his best to lead the nation. And it's sad that we don't have any living past president anymore. I don't know why it has been like this in Zambia. I hope it's not a trend that will have to be like that, like go on and on, where you keep losing, either reigning presidents, or living presidents, or those that have passed. It's something that we have seen as a trend. I hope, by the grace of God, that it doesn't continue to seem like it is now a trend, that is how it should be. But anyway, what has happened, and as a nation, I think we accept it. But then also, it is important for us to understand that politics is just a way of contributing to the management of society. Sometimes the way we take our politics, not only I think in our country, but also I've seen this elsewhere as well. We take our politics as a point of division. There's so much conflict, coming out of politics. I think for me, I would love to send this message to all politicians that try to make peace while you can. Don't wait until somebody has died for you to start saying nice things about them, when you are actually, evidently you were at loggerheads with that person. Politics is not supposed to be a field of conflict. It's a way of contributing to the management of society, not conflicts, or not fights and all that. We can't all belong to the same political party. We can't all have the same political ideologies and all that. It's okay to differ on those grounds. It's okay to be different, but being different should not also mean that we can be enemies. We should be enemies. I think once we see politics, dragging us towards that direction, becoming enemies, then it is time for us to stop and say, hey, what exactly are we doing? Are we on the right track, or we're not on the right track? We should not, it's very common to hear so many nice things about somebody
after they've died. Yes.
When actually people had all the time, when he was still alive, say all bad things about them. And I think it is it's not okay. It's something that we need to change as a country. We shouldn't take politics as conflict, just as a way of contributing, each one contributing to the management of society from their own perspective. This one has this ideology, the other one has that ideology. But at the end of the day, we are all human beings with emotions and with families and all that. And so we should not create unnecessary tension, or in the name of So I would like to say condolences, first of all, to the family, the Lungu family, and also condolences to all those that have been touched by the demise of ECL, as people fondly referred to him. All those that have been touched either in a direct way or an indirect way. It is sad for everybody. And as we handle this funeral, as we mourn ECL, I think it is also important to focus on unity. If nothing else can bring us together, let this funeral bring everybody together. Whether you are in the green camp or the red camp, doesn't matter where you belong. Let this funeral be a point of reconciliation. Let me put it that way. Yeah. So yeah.
Yes, Father. Talking about death, indeed, sometimes we hold on to our lives as if it's ours. We forget that God is the giver. He's the one that gives. He's the one that takes. And I think the most important thing is what legacy do I leave behind when I go? Sometimes we also reflect on our lives as Alice. When I die, how will people remember me? It's when you die, I think the most important thing is the legacy that you leave behind. How did I live? What impact did I make?
Yes, the issue of legacy is very important. I think, and it all depends on how you relate with people, how you live with people. That's what creates a legacy. A legacy is not a degree that you get from university. You don't have to go to school to behind the legacy. You have left this legacy. On paper, it is. No. A legacy is just how you live your life. Those stories that people begin to tell of you when you're not there. That's what creates a legacy. The way you talk to them today, the way you treat people today, that is what creates a legacy. The way they see you take care of your family, even those that are not your biological children or that are not biologically related to you, the way you take care of them, that is what creates a legacy. And I think that is what should be our goal, all of us, to leave that good story behind. A story that is going to be inspiring to everyone else. When people sit like this to talk about you, let them have all the reason for them to say nice things about you.
Yes.
Not where people sit like this and they have to scratch their head to find something nice to say about you. Then there must be something wrong, you know. And we priests suffer a lot. Somebody has died and you have to funeral mass. Now you're thinking, what am I going to preach? You have to say something nice. You know, you have to say something nice. Sometimes we are given a tough time because I mean, nothing to say. I have to say nice things, but then the way people knew this person it was also different. So I go there, I will seem like I'm just lying. People will sit there and they'll be looking at me. This father doesn't know. Doesn't know him. Yeah. So. At least make easy for us. Please. We shouldn't struggle. Even when people are writing those tributes, people not struggle. You know, help them to say nice things about you. In fact, they shouldn't even trouble themselves writing. It should just flow. Yeah, let them just come and say, you're talking about Eugene. Eugene. Then they begin to say very nice things. But you know, as in our own culture, it's not very nice not nice at all to say bad things about somebody that has died, even if this person was really bad. So you come to a funeral and people literally force themselves to say something nice. And they have to look for something nice to say about Father Arthur. Yeah. It's not very nice, you know? It's not very nice. So if you are still alive, out there, you are still alive, make it easy for people to say nice things about you. The legacy that you leave behind is what is going to create a story that people will tell at your funeral. And they will not even have to sit the whole night thinking of what to write. They will just come there to the pulpit and say whatever they know about you, because that is how you related with them. That is how you... Otherwise, if they really want to be honest, they'll come there and say all the bad things. And that will not be very nice. Yeah. So, yeah. Legacy.
Legacy, very important.
Very important, yes. Leave a good legacy. Yeah. You know, I think ECL has left behind something nice to talk about. A legacy that we can say, well, he tried. And you know, I'm not saying this just to try and say something nice about him, but I think everybody knows about two things about him that I would, him as a person, as a person. Forget about his politics, whatever, but him as a person. Sense of humor. Yeah. You know, I think that is something that we can learn. We all of us that are still alive, we can learn, you know, from him or about him. Sense of humor. Have a sense of humor. You know, he was a natural, and he never forced jokes. Like you didn't even expect he was going to say something funny, and we just say something, and everybody, you know, be that kind of a person. Have a sense of Eugene. When I'm not talking about you, but when I'm going, yeah, just so heavy. You know, when you meet a heavy person, yeah, so heavy, so moody, so what, so it's very, very difficult for you to relate with them. No spark of a sense of humor. Even when you try to joke with them, oh my God, they take offense. Because it doesn't occur to them that there should be some kind of humorous environment around. So sense of humor. But the other thing I wanted to point out, him as a person, I think, and especially in the way related with people, common people and all that, that aspect of humility. That aspect of humility. I think we all need to have that. I was watching a video yesterday, somebody posted him. I think he must have gone to an old people's house somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, maybe Chawama or something. It should be Chawama. There's an old people's house. We went to see these and to interact with them. And you could see that the way he was interacting with them, they couldn't even tell that they were talking to the president. Some of them actually had to remind them, but you know, you're talking to the president. Then they look at him and go, oh, yes, you are the one. Yeah. So just the way, you know, he brings himself down to the level of those people to relate to them in a way that they don't even tell that is the president. Yeah. I think we all need that aspect. You know, in our church, in our communities, some communities, you have people of different classes. People who are educated, who are not so educated, who are poor or not well to do. You have all those different classes. Some people, some of those that are well to do, some of those that have degrees and all that, very educated, actually want to make a point. They want you to know that they are doing better than you. They have all those papers. So even the way they speak to you in a way that tells you, okay, we are different categories. But I think all those things are just accidents. No one is born with a degree in their hand. We are all born as empty as everything. And that is how we have to relate. Bring ourselves down so that we relate in the same way. And that is the legacy that you leave behind. That is the story that people will tell at your funeral, to say, this person was very educated. This person was wealthy. But the way he or she talked to us or related with us, we could not even tell the difference between him or her and ourselves. That is the legacy that we should create and leave behind. So I wanted to mention those two aspects, humor and that aspect of humility.
Well, thank you so much, Father Arthur, for feeding us with the food for the soul.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate. Indeed, we have learned a lot of things from what you have said, especially when it comes to the issues of death. All of us are scared to die.
In me. The way I have powder.
I know that one will be directed to me.
I know you are Alice Lungu. Which Lungu are you? You have to clarify here before we do anything.
Indeed.
Because Lungu and the Eastern Republic. Which one?
For now, I'm from Luapula.
You're saved by the bell. You're from Luapula?
Yes, for now.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
That one.
Thank Thank you so much. That was Father Arthur who fed us with the food for the soul. For now, we go on a short break. Join Eugene and Mr. Piri for the sports segment.
Welcome back, our dearest viewers. You are watching Lumen Morning Diary here on Lumen TV channel 101 on Top Star. Right about now, I'm being joined by Mr. Vincent Piri, who is a sports analyst and is going to give us what he has prepared for us today as we remember our 60th Republican President, Dr. Edgar Chagwa, who passed on this Thursday. Mr. Vin Piri, good morning.
Good morning, Eugene.
Good to have you on the program.
Good to have you. I'm having you for the first time.
Yeah, indeed. It's very interesting that we are meeting on this program for the first time.
Yeah.
We are remembering Mr. Edgar Chagwa, the 60th Republican President. You being a sports analyst, how do you remember our president in sports?
Well, I think he was a serious soccer fan. He himself, I think, supported Nkana Football Club. And so, yeah, whenever Nkana is playing, you could see him in the stands, and especially that time when he was out of office, you could see him in the stands supporting his local team, Nkana Football Club. And I think at some point we saw him giving Nkana a bit of some monies when they were down in terms of monies. So he was a soccer fan, but even before that, he would watch games at Heroes Stadium, and he was the first president to host a CAF organized game, the Under-20 that was held in 2017. He was the president then, and each time they are playing, he would go there and give a word of encouragement to the players. The captain and so on, the Patson Dakas, the Fashion Sakalas and so on, giving the encouragement. And they went all the way to win the Africa Cup at home. So I think he was a soccer fan. And sometimes when Zambia is playing, the senior national team are playing a game in Lusaka or even in Ndola, he would buy tickets for everyone, and people just go in for free and watch an international game, for that matter, for free without paying anything. So he loved football, and I think he was a very good football fan. And I think when he saw, rest in peace.
Well, thank you so much for that information. Mr. Piri. We go to COSAFA. The Zambia national team opens the COSAFA with a 1-0 loss to Comoros.
Yeah.
What do you say about it, Mr. Piri?
Well,
it's very disappointing.
Very disappointing. Let's hope this doesn't it doesn't go like the way it was last year. Because last year they went all the way without winning a game. They played 3 games without winning a game, and they were out of the COSAFA. And this time they were starting almost the same way, losing to Comoros. And they lost to Comoros even last time in the tournament. So let's hope things change, because I think Zambia is a footballing nation, and even before the COSAFA started, Coach Wetson Nyirenda, I remember telling the boys that the moment you don the Zambia national team colors, people out there expect you to go all the way and win the COSAFA tournament. So, I mean, the COSAFA is not something that we should be talking about, but let us be talking about the Africa Cup and so on and so forth. But going and playing against Comoros, losing to Comoros by 1-0, I think that was a very disappointing result, which Zambia should make sure they offset when they play against Botswana, because there are only 3 in the group. So they will play Botswana and Comoros. Yeah, so they just have to up their game for them to come out of this group.
What does it mean now, Mr. Piri, that Zambia has lost? Where are we standing in the, or what are the stances right now in the table?
The stance right now is that Zambia is at the bottom. With a goal down, and they've lost 3 points. Comoros are on top with 3 points, followed by Zimbabwe, who hasn't played any game. Followed by Botswana, who haven't played any game. So Botswana will play against Comoros, and from there, that's when we'll be able to tell who will be first, second, and third. But at the moment, Zambia is on the last,
Okay.
because they have allowed they have a -1 goal difference compared to Botswana.
Wow, our dearest viewers, we hope that Zambia performs better in their next match, and we wish the Chipolopolo the best as they compete in the COSAFA. Mr. Piri, friendly with Sudan and Tunisia have been put off.
Another unfortunate situation. Another very unfortunate situation. Yeah, Zambia was supposed to play friendlies against Sudan and Tunisia in Morocco, and these games were supposed to they were supposed to play their first game, I think, against Sudan on the 6th. That is yesterday. But unfortunately, that game is not going to take place because, according to the Football Association of Zambian president, said players boycotted the game because of the unplayed allowances. You know, Zambia played against Russia, and were told that they were not paid allowances, and so now players are boycotting. So they have decided not to come and play this game. But I think other revelations that came out from that press briefing that the Football Association of Zambia president said is that the Football Association of Zambia owes players and referees and so on a tune of about 100 million kwacha, which is a lot of money. Which is a lot of money. So the previous executive, this is the money that is being owed to people around football. So I think they have to work extra hard to make sure that they come out of these dates. And it's also very important that these players are playing the friendlies, especially on FIFA calendar, because these are times when the helps even in seeding for teams. You accumulate points when you are playing on FIFA calendars. So if we are missing on these calendars, then Zambia will remain where they are, or they'll even go down, because other teams are playing on FIFA calendars and they're accumulating points, and as a result, Zambia will remain behind in terms of football.
Mr. Piri, now that players have started boycotting in our country, how do you predict the performance of our national team coming in the future? Especially in terms of the participation in international tournaments, like the biggest international tournament, the World Cup, which we afford to qualify even up to now. Are we going to see the improvement? Because now what the soccer fans are waiting for from there is that they want to see development in the national team. We want to see Zambia beat Brazil by 4-0. Zambia beat Italy. But how are you going to have that happening if we are having setbacks like boycotting?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, like I said, Eugene, because for Zambia to actually move forward, they need to play the games. They need to participate in all these tournaments. They need to play even the friendlies that are laid for them. But the money issues that is coming in again is another drawback. This tells you that a lot has been happening behind the scene. And as I think the new executive that has come in, I think these are some of the things that they should quickly look at and make sure that they are clean, so that players, football start running the way it's supposed to be running. Because if we are going to have players boycotting games, and we want to play the Africa Cup, want to play all these other tournaments, then well, how do we do it? It becomes difficult, and it means Zambia will remain behind. So for me, I think it's a wake-up call for the Football Association of Zambia to work even harder to make sure that they clear the players. The coaches also are being owed a lot of money, and if they are not paid, we'll end up having situations where the coach has left the country and demanding a ransom of money that they're supposed to pay them at the end of the day, which brings football backwards. Because look, you have a coach, and the coach has started a project, and then halfway in the project, the coach decide to leave, and then you bring in a different coach. You are like building and building all the time. So at the end of the day, there's nothing that you are building. So for me, I think it's very important that things are cleared. The monies are paid. I mean, if it's a lot of money that we're talking about, but if they can start slowly by paying small amounts, and then that gives confidence to the players, that gives confidence to the coaches and so on, and then in the end you clear them, and then they start playing football normally the way they're supposed to be playing, because our friends are not sitting down. Our friends are busy preparing for these tournaments, and in the end we'll be whipping boys. Look, Comoros is able to beat us now. Lesotho and so on, these teams that were whipping boys, now they are beating us because of some of these little things that are happening around football.
Wow. Well, our dearest viewers, you are watching Lumen Morning Diary here on Lumen TV. Don't forget to feel free to send us your contributions via text message on the numbers that are showing on your screen, or you can simply call us and give us your contribution to what we are discussing today. And the main discussion that we have today, we are remembering our 60th Republican President, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Mr. Piri, the under-17 women national team has been drawn in Group F in the World Cup.
It's a tough group. It's a tough group because I think there is Paraguay there. There's Japan.
Yes.
These are a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a tough group, but I think what will make us feel good is that at the under-17 level, you don't really have the same players.
Okay.
The players that we had last season, maybe one or two may feature in this tournament, but basically these are new players that are coming in, and new experiences and so on. But for the associations and so on, if you look at Paraguay, if you look at Japan, these are teams that have been qualifying year in, year out for these under-17 World Cup tournaments. So I think as an association, I think they have the experience, they have what it takes to take a team to the tournament and go far in the tournament. But for Zambia, it's the first time that they are the second time they are qualifying, and new players that are coming in and so on. So for me, I think it's a learning phase, but I think they should try to aim a bit higher this time, because they were there last year, last World Cup. And this time I think they should aim a bit higher so that they go a step further than what they did last time.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Piri. Are we seeing Zambia picking the tournament?
Winning the tournament is a dream a bit too far, looking at the experiences that the other team has, and it's very difficult for an African really to go all the way. I think this is one thing that maybe we should dream about, but it's a dream that is a bit too far, because they really need to put in a lot for them to even think of dreaming of winning it.
Indeed. Mr. Piri, we have got just a few minutes remaining. In the few minutes that we are remaining with, can you give us the other results that you have as far as the COSAFA is concerned?
Well, I haven't really followed it much, but I think South Africa were beaten by 1-0. Yeah, I think Namibia also, yes. Namibia drew also. And of course, the Zambian team that lost yesterday to Comoros by 1-0.
Indeed. We also have Mauritius 0, Zimbabwe 0, and Lesotho beating Malawi by 1-0.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you so much, our dearest viewers. We go for a short break and we'll be right back.
bana bomwambona makaya mfumulesa inoku wakonilesa umwe oyu nakwata makaya mfumulesa inoku wakonilesa ifume finakwata makaya mfumulesa inoku wakonilesa mpatula kukuli tata walusi enkwera yandi afikifinga mpatula kukuli tata walusi enkwera yandi enkwera yandi enkwera
Welcome back, our dearest viewers. You need to put in mind that we are very happy to have you following this program, Lumen Morning Diary. Alice.
Yes, I love how you and Mr. Piri were actually flowing with the sports information.
Oh wow!
I need to, I need to show interest. Henry and Jenna keeps on emphasizing on me being interested in the sports segment.
Indeed.
When you're giving that information, it drives me to get more interest into it.
Indeed, as we mentioned when we were just starting the program, we said the sports, especially football, is one of the sports that brings people together.
Exactly.
It's so fun to be in the sports, to know what's happening. Liverpool, So I think you should get interest, and also even to you, our dearest viewers, those who do not have interest in knowing what is happening, at least for now, find a team in the next league, find a local league, local team in our local league to be supporting, and also find a team in the EPL to be supporting. And then be part of this entertainment that we have in sports. It's very interesting.
Very interesting.
Indeed.
With that information that you actually give out,
Yeah.
one will be tempted to actually love the sport.
Indeed.
Yes, it has been a journey, Eugene. Yes, we started with what's trending on social media, and of course sharing the stories on the newspaper pics, and our topic of focus, which is remembering Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and not forgetting food for the soul with Father Arthur. He talked about the topic that is rarely talked about.
Death.
Death. We hardly talk about death.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been an awesome journey. Just to have a recap of everything, Eugene. We talked going to what's trending on social media. Yes, we've actually seen for this past whole week, we've read stories, different types of stories. We actually read one where some officers were actually arrested, and we've actually read of a 25-year-old woman on the copper belt that was murdered by the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And the stories, of course, that is making headlines of us now is the passing of the former 60th president of the Republic of Zambia, Edgar Lungu. We've actually seen a lot of videos circulating on social media. And you said earlier on that, yes, we are mourning as a nation. We should also, how people are mourning should also take precautions. I don't know, others are exaggerating.
They are taking it as if, it's something funny. Others have already started pointing fingers. You know, I think we should avoid that. We should avoid that. I think the government has taken control of everything, and let's take the precautions that have been put in place, especially hearing the announcement that they said the resident for the former president is specifically for family members and those who have been cleared, who have been told to go there. The rest of the people should go to the Patriotic Front Secretariat morning. So that should be taken serious. We don't want to find anyone behind bars. Indeed.
Very true. Indeed, we keep on receiving, like, I love the fact that you know, Father had mentioned about a death. Something, yes, that we don't talk about. This has actually hit us as a nation. Even as we're mourning, yes, let us remember the good things that our former president did to this nation. You know, the most important thing, Father even alluded to it, is the legacy that you leave behind. When you go, how will people remember you?
Indeed.
As Eugene, when you go, how will people remember you? As Alice, when you go, how will people remember you?
Alice, I think we are just remaining with 1 minute before the end of today's program. So I would like to urge our dearest viewers out there to remain peaceful and mourn our former president with a lot of dignity and respect. I think as for me, I remembered the president when, as I was coming here, I passed through the Munari flyover bridge there, and then I saw where his name was written. I was like, wow, this is good legacy indeed.
Well, thank you so much, Eugene. Well, it has been a journey. They say things come to the close.
Whatever goes up
must come
down.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to Lumen TV and for watching Lumen Morning Diary. Remember, Lumen TV is on channel 101 Top Star, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Lumen TV. And don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page. Remember also that Lumen Morning Diary is open for sponsorship, and also those that want or would love to advertise, you can come and advertise any type of a business. Thank you for now. It's bye-bye.